Hi friends, and welcome to my unread books video. In this video, I'm gonna go one by one and show you the title of a book that I haven't read that is on my TBR, and then you will go comment down below any ones that you see that you want me to read. And if I ever land on this little spot on TBR Snakes and Ladders, I have to then go randomize the comments of this video and pick a book to read. You can leave me a one book only comment, or you can be really extra nice to me and leave me a comment with a couple books in it so that if I ever land on your comment, I can choose the book out of those options. But you can do either, it's up to you. I think I'm going to estimate 160 unread books. I feel like that's too many actually. Let's go 150. Feel free to make a guess down below with how many books you think that I have unread. A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. A Crown of Ivy and Glass by Claire Legrand. Kegan the Damned by Jonathan Mayberry. Green Rider by Kristen Britton. The Lost War by Justin Lee Anderson. The Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams. The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. Legacy of Steel and Legacy of Light by Matthew Ward. The Darkness Before Them by Matthew Ward. Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. The Bladed Faith by David Douglas. Soulkeeper by David Douglas. The Pariah and the Martyr by Anthony Ryan. The Emperor's Rune by Brian Stavley. Gardens of the Moon by Stephen Erickson. Words of Radiance and Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. Spine of the Dragon by Kevin J. Anderson. The Girl in the Moon and the Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. Shaman's Crossing by Robin Hobb. Shadowless by Randall McNally. Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Marino Garcia. The Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. Cytonic by Brandon Sanderson. He Who Drowned the World by Shelley Parker Chan. Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. The Ember Blade and the Shadow Casket by Chris Wooding. Age of Myth and Age of War by Michael J. Sullivan. Inda by Sherwood Smith. Spirit Gate by Kate Elliott. Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. Prince of Fools by Mark Lawrence. Dragon Prince and the Star Scroll by Melanie Ron. The Thousand Names. The Shadow Throne. The Price of Valor by Django Wexler. The Stone Knife by Anna Stevens. Saint's Blood and Tyrant's Throne by Sebastian de Castell. Empress of the Fall, Price of the Spear by David Hare. Daughter of the Empire by Janie Wirtz and Raymond E. Feist. The Raven Tower by Anne Leckie. The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso. Winter of Ice and Iron by Rachel Newmere. Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. The Grey Bastards by Jonathan French. The Winter Road by Adrian Selby. The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. Scorpica by G.R. McAllister. The Coward and the Judas Blossom by Stephen Aryan. Darkwater Daughter by H.M. Long. Blood of Dragons and Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. The Prairie of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. The Black Jewels Trilogy by Anne Bishop. The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik. A Shadow in the Summer by Daniel Abraham. Ship of Smoke and Steel. City of Stone and Silence. Siege of Rage and Ruin by Django Wexler. The Splinter King and Godbreaker by Mike Brooks. Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. The Everking by L.J. Andrews. The Claw and the Crown by Sarah M. Craddock. Blood Price. Blood Sanctuary Part 1 and Part 2. Blood Union Part 1 and Part 2 by Villa Roth. Slaying the Shifter Prince by Claire Sager. Slaying the Shadow Prince and Blood and Steel by Helen Schuer. Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Heavenly Bodies by Amani Aru. The Crown of Oaths and Curses by Jay Bree. A Promise of Fire by Amanda Bouchette. Fury Born by Claire Legrand. A Light in the Flame by Jennifer L. Armentrout. A Trial of Sorcerers by Elise Kova. Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. Rune and Wrath by John Gwynne. A Time of Dread, A Time of Blood, and A Time of Courage by John Gwynne. And The Shadow of the Gods and The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. Upon a Burning Throne by Ashik K. Banker. 16 Ways to Defend a Walled City by K.J. Parker. The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen. The Obelisk Gate and the Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. Griever's Blood by Alexander Darwin. Promise of Blood, The Crimson Campaign, and The Autumn Republic by Brian McClellan. Burn Red Skies by Christian Espinosa Rosario. Revenant Prince by T.A. Hernandez. The Return of the Knights by Gregory Contaxis. The Bloodstones and Phased by Tori Tekin. The Warrior's Path and The Third Crossing by Karim Solomon. Deathless Beast by Andrew D. Meredith. A Shade of Madness by Thiago Abdallah. Cold from the North by D.W. Ross. Seeds of War by Joao F. Silva. No Heart for a Thief by James Lloyd Doolin. The Witch Hunter by Casey Hollingsheed. Peace in Turmoil by Elliot Brooks. Swordsman's Descent by G.M. White. The Flight of the Darkstar Dragon by Benedict Patrick. Of Thieves and Shadows by B.S.H. Garcia, The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Witham, Scalagrim by Stephen R. Babb. And then we have Never Die, Spirits of Vengeance, and The Heresy Within by Rob J. Hayes, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, Rabbits by Terry Miles, Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, The Blighted Stars by Megan O'Keefe, Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, Foundation by Isaac Asimov, Iron Widow by Ziren J. Chow, The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Finley Donovan is Killing It by L. Cosimano, Such Sharp Teeth, and The Return by Rachel Harrison, The Haunting of Blackwood House, and Parasite by Darcy Coates, The Night House by Joe Nesbo, The Last Girl Standing by Jennifer Duggan, Just Like Mother by Anne Heltzel, Slewfoot by Brahm, Soon by Lois Murphy, The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, The Nesting by C.J. Cook, The Loop by Jeremy Robert Johnson, A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, Fantastic Land by Mike Bockoven, 10 by Gretchen McNeil, Goblin by Josh Mallerman, and Dragon Wing, Fire Sea, and Serpent Mage by Margaret Way and Tracy Hickman, and last but certainly not least, Mistress of Dragons by Margaret Way. I think there's a lot. Oh, it's not! It was hidden. We also have A Crown for Cold Silver by Alex Marshall. That's it. That's actually it. Those are all of my unread books for you that are currently on my TBR. I wonder if I was close or not. I'm excited to see the exact number of how many books I need to read. Remember to comment down below any book title you've seen today that you would like me to read, because if I do land on the Space on Snakes and TBR stacks, I will be randomizing the comments of this video and pick a book that way. So I definitely need your help in deciding what I should read down below. If you'd like to connect with me on other platforms, my Bookstagram, my Book Twitter, my Goodreads, and my Patreon, all linked in the description bar below. Have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.